What's up, y'all? This Relly back with another video. Yes, son. Today we gotta talk about Collin Sexton because I think he's gonna get paid, and I just want to ask y'all how much y'all think he's gonna get paid this season. But before we get into that, I need y'all to smash that subscribe button. If you are already subscribed to my channel, share it to somebody who ain't subscribed, because with y'all, I know I can get there. And when y'all are done with that, I need y'all to hover over to the like button and smash that too, so we can tell the YouTube algorithm to share this video with the world. But with all that being said though, we gotta talk about Collin Sexton and how much will Collin Sexton get paid. Now, as we see, we just seen some people get paid, right? We just seen Michael Porter Jr. get paid. We seen Shea get paid. We seen Trae Young get paid. We seen John Collins get paid. Jared Allen get paid. We seen a lot of young guys get paid this offseason so far. You get what I'm saying? And the one that's really notable is Michael Porter Jr. because he got the same amount of money as Trae Young and Luka Doncic and more than Shea, right? Now, why is that concerning, right? Because if MPJ can get $207 million for 5 years, what do you think Collin Sexton, who technically, well, actually not technically, he has his bird rights and has been on the Cleveland Cavaliers from start to finish, right? Which means he may very well be eligible for that 207, right? Now, I understand it is some other loopholes that I would really have to look into, like some awards, rookie, all that stuff, you know, that would make you really eligible for the 207. But I kind of think Collin Sexton might be eligible, or at least could get close to that number, right? And that's scary to me because I do not think he's worth $207 million. Is he worth a payday? Absolutely. He is a good scorer. He has shown to be a productive player. But I don't think that's in the best interest of the Cleveland Cavaliers. You get what I'm saying? And that's where I get scared. I get nervous, just like any other true Cavs fan, because it's like, man, yes, we understand Collin Sexton is an asset. He's a good player. You get what I'm saying? But we are not in a position to be tying players like Collin Sexton to $207 million, right? We shouldn't be tying up players more than 170, honestly, like Shea. You get what I'm saying? Because 170 to me is a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? 170, you have to be a superstar to get 170. To be honest, for me, and y'all know how I get down with the contracts, you know I am not a candidate for the eligibility for this, but I think players making 140 more should be superstars, right? You should be some type of star or superstar to get that type of money because it's 140 million plus. You get what I'm saying? But you ask, what do I think Collin Sexton should realistically get in a perfect world? Also adjusting like players like Michael Porter Jr. and all them players' contract. I think that 120, 130 would be solid. You get what I'm saying? Realistically now, looking at MPJ getting paid, I don't think he's going to get any less than 150, right? And if Collin Sexton do get anything less than 150, Koby Altman was working some type of magic because I don't know if he got that legit. You get what I'm saying? Like he really finessed Collin if he got anything less than 150. You get what I'm saying? And this situation really, really scares me, like me personally, because when you looked at the media day, because I had to rewatch it too, because it was some parts of it that I missed because I didn't even realize it was going on, right? But when Real Sports Fan got me hip, you get what I'm saying? That's my shout out for today. You know what I'm saying? When he got me hip and I watched it from where I looked at it, we found out that Koby Altman wants Collin Sexton, as we knew all along, right? Right? Even though I was one of those people saying we should shop him, we should consider that, and I felt like Koby Altman did shop him just to see his value. I don't think Koby Altman really wants to trade him, right? Or at least the offers he was getting was not something he felt like Collin Sexton was worth because he values Collin Sexton up here. You get what I'm saying? And the problem with that is, right now we have Garland, Collin, whoever at the small forward, and I'm assuming Evan Mobley at the 4 and Jared Allen at the 5, right? The problem with that is we are a little undersized. Yes, we got the 2 7-footers. We got Lauri Markkanen still. We got Lamar Stevens still. You get what I'm saying? We got those big boys there. We got Taco Fall, you know what I'm saying, in the cut. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to our guards, we're short. Like both Collin and Darius Garland is 6'1", right? A small forward, we might put Isaac Okoro there. He really shouldn't be, like, he's 6'4", 6'5". He really shouldn't be a small forward, not a traditional one. You get what I'm saying? Not an ideal traditional small forward. And then you got players like Dylan Windler, who technically, well, I mean, he got that high 6'7", but his body frame is not suited for a small forward position. Yes, he could be the Joe Harris type of small forward, right? But when it comes to defense, which we was good last season, but when it comes to the upper echelon teams, our defense is going to differ, right? Especially when everybody's healthy, because we just from that 1 through 3 spot, it's just going to be weird, right? Because when we match up against a team who got Giannis or LeBron or Kevin Durant or Kawhi or Paul George, whoever at that small forward position, we're gonna have even Michael Porter Jr. He's gonna have the height advantage. He's gonna have the length advantage. He's gonna have the advantage. You get what I'm saying? Now, if we playing a team that's running small ball, where they might have 3 guards in their rotation, with their biggest guard at the small forward being 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're gonna have we could compete, but the upper echelon, you get what I'm saying, is going to be tough for us, right? And that's why I really want to know how y'all feel about this, because if we pay Collin Sexton that type of money, this is who we locked in with, because we just gave Jared 100. We might give Collin Sexton 150 plus. You get what I'm saying? Garland has to get paid. You get what I'm saying? We still got $60 million owed for Kevin Love, right? We're strapped. You get what I'm saying? We're strapped, and this is the situation we're going to be in, because we can't really make any moves to really catapult us differently. Like, we have to eat. Like, don't get me wrong, we can make some moves, but if we sign them to those contracts, we can't necessarily make those moves, because a lot of teams is not going to be able to afford those type of contracts or be able to match those type of contracts because of how high they are. You get what I'm saying? Which is where John Wall's in. Y'all know that's my favorite player. It's going to be hard to trade a player like John Wall, because when he's owed almost $100 million over 2 years, it's not a lot of teams that's going to say, hey, let's swap this, when they have to match $100 million. You get what I'm saying? A half, like $50 million just to match 1 year. You get what I'm saying? It's just not realistic.
That's Atlantis with that money.